Before Adele ever spoke to Nathan, she had already fallen in love with the way he existed in silence, like he was waiting for someone who never arrived. Adele Rowan had once believed in grand gestures, a kiss in the rain, a handwritten letter, a lover who made you laugh until your ribs hurt. But somewhere between her 3rd anniversary and the 7th forgotten bouquet, the music of her marriage had faded into whispers. She sat now in the passenger seat of a silver SUV beside Charles, her husband of 12 years. They were driving to Aurelia Shores, a quiet seaside couples retreat advertised as a last resort or a fresh start. Adele didn't know which one they were chasing. Charles hadn't spoken since they left their driveway. As the salt air filled the car, Adele rolled down the window slightly, letting the wind tousle her hair. Somewhere inside her, a little girl whispered, "Run," but she didn't. They arrived. They checked in. They were shown to a cream-colored room with twin beds. Not a word was said. On the 2nd day, Adele wandered alone onto the shore, away from the couple's painting forced watercolors of sunsets. She walked until the sea met the cliffs and found a bench shaped like a crescent moon. That's where she first saw him. He was sitting on the far end of the same bench, pen in hand, scribbling something onto a napkin. Tall, broad-shouldered with silver creeping into the edges of his dark hair. He looked like he had cried once and never stopped. Adele nearly turned back, but he looked up and their eyes met. Not the kind of meeting that sparks love at first sight. No. It was the kind of look two people share when they've both been holding their breath for far too long. "Would you like to sit?" he asked, gesturing to the empty half of the bench. She hesitated, then sat. The silence between them was not awkward. It was familiar. It said, "I know what it is to be lonely while sitting beside someone who no longer sees you." "I'm Nathan," he said, finally. "Adele." Neither said more, but she returned to the bench the next day, and the next, and the one after that. Each time a little closer. Each time a little braver. By the 4th visit, he brought a second coffee, black, no sugar. Somehow, he had known. "You don't speak much," Adele said one morning, her voice like a violin waking after years of dust. "I speak in books," Nathan replied. "But lately, no one reads me, not even the woman who once loved my words." Adele stared at the horizon. "Same," she whispered. They sat. They watched. And though no promises were made, the tide of something irreversible had begun. Next week on When We Were Still Stars, what if the words you couldn't say out loud found their way onto paper and into someone else's heart?